What's up everybody, Anthony with WakeMakers, and we're back with the Tige project boat, and today we're doing our ballast install. So if your boat came back in the late 90s, early 2000s with no ballast pumps in it whatsoever, we got kits for you. Even if you want to make your ballast in your boats currently much faster, a couple of these bad boys, working two at a time, really help you out. So we're gonna take you through what's in these as well as what goes on with installing it in the boat. So let's open these up and show you what we got. So with our WakeMakers reversible pump kits, you get our hardware as well as then the pump that you select. So we're going with our WakeMakers guppy pumps because we call them the small but mighty pumps. And we also have limited space and availability on where we can mount these in the Tige, so that's why we're going with these guys. They are nice and compact, easy to fit into areas, and easy to power. So with our hardware kit, it comes with everything you need from starting at the waterline, the through hole fitting intake to the ball valve, all of the fittings for the pump and hoses, all of the fittings for the bags, electrical, adhesive, and plenty of extra ballast hose to get everything hooked up in your boat. So our reversible kit comes with detailed instructions that are now illustrated. Thank you for that. We're gonna get started with step one, which is locating where we need to drill our holes for our intake on the bottom of the boat. We will be installing 3 of these kits, so you'll see us doing all 3 kind of at the same time, but we're gonna get going on making some holes and new additions to our boat. All right, so when installing your intakes into your boat, you do wanna find a good location where you have plenty of clearance, obviously for running drills, getting your wrench down in there, and being able to turn your ball valve, as well as making sure you can open and close it when you're not using it. We did have our rookies of the shop install the first one. Shout out to Parker and Trevor for that guy. Good job. We're gonna get Joel under the boat with the locator magnets to know where we're actually gonna have these going into the boat. Make sure you don't have it up against nothing that's supporting or maybe in the way of the transmission or the V-drive or any other hosing that's going on down there. If you don't have a locator magnet to be able to find out where things are on the bottom of the boat to avoid bunks or anything like that, you can use a pilot bit to go through the top down, but you never want to run your hole saw top down. Always go bottom in when doing that. If you do go top down with your hole saw bit, it will spider out all the gel coat and make it a big problem later on. But let's get Joel down there and get things started for our install.
You're going lengthwise with the boat. Start moving it. How's that right there?
That's too far. Yeah, go further back. There you go.
So he's holding the magnet up top so I can find it. And now I'll trace this guy, at least close-ish. Doesn't have to be perfect. And now I'll take this guy, and we both decided we want to line it up with this edge, like so. We try to stagger the through holes a little bit, just so the front one doesn't starve the back one, but it's not too big a concern. Perfect.
Wiggling it. Okay. I think that's about it. So we got 3 holes in the bottom of the boat. Now let's do 3 more on the side of the boat for our vent overflows. These will vary kind of placement for every boat in general, but you just want to make sure you got good clearance on both outside and inside so you can access it to tighten everything down and get your hose connected.
Did you get the nut on? Oh, my finger's in there. Hold on.
A little less frustrating than the tower. So now that we have all of our holes drilled through our boat, we can actually start running plumbing and figure out where we need to mount our pumps. We really like this location here in the boat because it's now up out of the bilge. We're not gonna get any water in our motors, but we do have a little bit of clearance to worry about because we wanna have everything going from left to right in the pump for flow so that when you hit fill, it goes fill, and empty, it goes empty. But looking where we're gonna go, we got a good spot for 2. The third one is gonna be a little tricky. You do wanna make sure you have enough clearance so that when you do snap your quick connections to the pump connectors, that you have enough clearance to be able to take the hose on and off. Let's get to it. Like this one can be this side.
I was gonna do that.
Okay.
So I was gonna just do like.
So we're choosing this location because we originally wanted to go through this steel, but it's 3/8 of an inch thick. So going through that is out of the question. So we found some leftover composite boards to be able to make kind of a little mounting location for our boat. But the great thing about these reversible pumps is they can actually be mounted anywhere in the boat because they're self-priming. You don't have to move along to get water to be forced to spin them like aerator pumps do. We could have mounted them maybe like to something like this, but we just didn't like the accessibility there. And then our supports or divider panels are removable. That's also not a good option. And then back in our rear compartments, like further back where the batteries are and just electrical and stuff like that, we wanted just easier access to the pumps themselves. So when it comes time to service them, new impellers, it was easy peasy, lemon squeezy.
That pro.
Look at that.
Pro
like an engineer.
Like I knew what I was doing.
Yo, Tige, you need some engineers? Hit us up.
Zero credentials.
We got.
All right, so Anthony and I got the pumps mounted to the composite board, and we are designating which pump goes where. So I think what we're doing is going to go starboard side ballast bag in the rear, front bag or bow bag, and port side bag in the rear, just to keep everything a little bit more simple and easy to diagnose down the road. And now we're just going to measure out hose, connect the pumps to the through holes, and then we'll go from pumps to the bags.
I'm helping hold the heat gun.
You're doing so well, Anthony.
And we've been holding it steady.
You are. See? And soft.
Goes right in.
Woo, burn your hand. Definitely easier to do without the seats in.
Yeah, that's nice.
That.
Right on, so now that we've got all of our hoses run throughout the boat for the ballast, we're gonna be installing our ballast bags. So we could have gone with something off the shelf, obviously, but we wanted to maximize space, and why not? We've got our engineer team here on site, so we took 3D scans of these lockers to get exact fit bags, which are great because then you can actually get a full capacity bag that's gonna fit every nook and cranny in your locker space. It's gonna fill all the way the width, the length, and the height that you're looking for, and then installation is as easy as snapping it in place. All right, now that we've got everything plumbed in on the ballast side of things, we just gotta wire up those pumps to get them some power. So our kits come with everything that's pre-marked and pre-assembled so that it goes from the battery all the way up to the switch on the dash and then back to the pump, so you can't wire it in reverse. Everything's clearly labeled and you get 20 feet, so you got plenty to work with, so you can tuck everything up out of the way, nice and tight. Right on, so quick recap on our ballast install. We've got the intakes done, the hoses all run, the pumps mounted, along with the ballast bags in the rear and the front. Now all we need to do is get our power lines run and our switches mounted to the dash. Every boat is going to be different with where you're going to be able to mount these onto your dash. Sometimes you can get away with just using one of the accessory switches, but since we got 3 of these going in, we are going to not worry about that and go through the spider web of wires we got down there. We're going to get a custom bracket made to go right underneath our steering wheel so that it's out of the way, and we won't hit it with our knee, and you'll have easy access for filling and draining those pumps. We got audio going in next, which we're really excited about, so we can sound as good as we're looking. We also are really excited to get this thing on the water so we can show you what all of these things going into the boat look like and how they perform, and get some first-hand reactions on those. So be sure to like and subscribe as we tackle the Tige in Project Boat Season 2.